Sorry guys, not sure what happened there. Sorry about that. Just shut off. We're back. Technical difficulties. I thought this might happen, and that's okay. Thanks for coming back. Welcome back. Send to request me in your live video. Awesome. Hello everyone. Welcome back. So glad you're here. Might just have a bit of chit. Oh, I'll have a grape actually. Wait for you all to come back. Oh, they only go for an hour. Oh, okay. Have we been doing this for an hour already? I'm having so much fun with you guys. How do we join the inside? Great question. How do we join the inside? I'm just going to wait to answer that question for everybody to come back. Give this stressed mama some clay inspiration. This is your inspiration. It's so good. All right. Hey, Erin. Hello, my love. Hi. All right. So the question was, how do we join the inside? It's exactly how you actually join the outside. So using your cross hatch method and you're using your tool. Again, if you don't have your tool, you're just using your spoon. So you can use either edge, whatever. Hello, my love. Whatever's going to work for you. I'm going to use my tool as mentioned. So you guys want to keep it on your table. Okay, you want to keep it on your table. I'm fiddling around with mine because I want to show you exactly what I'm doing, but I don't want you guys having to muck around like I am. So the way that you join your inside, I've already done that. You just want to use the same crosshatch method like I mentioned. And then you can use this to pull it up and smooth it out when you're finished with that. Or you can use your fingers. Is it possible to shape the mug like a teardrop? Absolutely. Yep, you can do that. You just want to make sure that your circle is a teardrop as well. You can make a square mug, you can make whatever you want. At the moment, we're making a pretty simple cylinder mug. But you can do a teardrop if you'd like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to, around the top, I'm just going to, whilst people are joining, again, I'm just going to soften out some of the lip, this is called, so some of the edges, just so it doesn't cut my lip when I'm trying to drink from it. And to do this, you can just use your fingers, making sure that you don't have any sharp edges. Okay, hi love. How have you gone rolling out your slab again? I'm so sorry about that. That's devastating. But once again, I've saved this. So these will be posted online. You can watch them whenever you want for a period of time. All right, now what we're going to do is exactly the same as what we did to join our cylinder together. We're going to score the bottom of our cylinder. Again, just roughly. You can do that with your knife, your fork, or your tool. Then you want to go the other way. So once you've done that one, oh B, hi. Once you've done that one, you want to also score all the way around your circle here. So I'm just going to do that so you can hopefully see. I'll show you when I have finished. And some people get real funny with the scoring and they try and be perfect with it, but you're not going to see it. So don't even worry about it. Hello, my darling. Ooh, a bug. Ooh, get out of it. Okay. Oh, it's crawling up my face. 1 second. There we go. No, it's on my neck. Good. There we go. So, you can see that is a scored base of a mug. Okay? So what I'm going to do now is I am going to put my scored base here. Hey, Johnny. I'm going to put my scored mug, my scored cylinder here onto the base, but not before I put some slip that we made earlier on there, okay? So again, you can do it with your finger, you can do it with your thing, whatever this is called, and you just want to line it around there. Put your butter all around there. Perfect. Great. Oh, a big question. Hold on. What does it say? If you made a mug like this out of air drying clay and sealed it, would you still be able to put water in it, or does it need to be fired? There's no kiln in my town and it's hard to travel at the moment. I totally understand. So with some air drying clays, you can put water in it. You just want to make sure that you're buying the right stuff. So if you're buying air drying clay online, just make sure that you're buying the correct clay so that it's not just soaking up the water again. Do you score the edge of the circle base? Not the edge, my love. Thanks, mate. Not the edge, my love, just the top, just there. Okay, so we're not scoring the edge, we're just scoring around this here, because we're going to be putting that on top of there. That's why we want to make sure. Oh wow, I'm getting bulk bugs. I don't know what's happening for you guys. They're everywhere. Okay. I love you too. All right, so I'm gonna pop my cylinder on my base. And I'd love you guys to do the same. I've got a hair in it, get rid of that. Another hair. Maybe I'll put my hair up, hey? Oh, Emma. Hi. All right, so I've attached my cylinder to my base, but it's not actually properly attached yet. I've only just put it on the top. You want to use this tool. Again, we're going to use that to attach it, much like we attached it before. If you don't have your tool, you can also use your spoon, okay? You can use that edge of your spoon or that edge of your spoon to pull it up. So what I'm doing now is, hi love, I am going from the bottom and I'm pulling it up like this. I will actually show you, I'll pick this up and show you in 1 second once I have attached a bit more of it, because otherwise it's going to fall apart. And I don't want that really. Okie dokie. So, what I'm doing here is I'm actually pulling the clay up from the base, and I'm going all the way around doing that. Just pulling it up from the base all the way around. And again, you don't want to be holding your mug like I am. I'm just showing you how to do it. So then what I would do is I might use my finger to then soften the edge when I'm ready. When I feel like I've joined that, I'm just going to soften the edge, because again, I don't want, once this is fired, to cut me or my loved ones. Cool. So I'm just going to smooth that out. all the way around. Awesome. When connecting the base to cylinder and adding the butter, should you score the butter a little bit too so it's not smooth? My love, you want the butter to be like really like butter. So you want it to be like really pasty, just like that. Okay, so you shouldn't need to score this at all. You only need to score the two edges that you're trying to join, and then you just need to wipe this around it so you can connect it. Awesome. Hello. Hi. Okay, so I'm going to wipe that off my fingers now. Now I've joined the outside of. Yep, I've joined the outside, but I haven't actually joined the inside yet. So we're going to want to do that together. Can I just get a thumbs up when people have actually joined the base to the cylinder? Awesome, well done. Yep, so we've got one person. Oh, hi. One person. So I'm going to smooth out the top whilst I'm waiting. Awesome, nice one, guys. You guys have joined it. That's perfect. Jess, bloody excellent. Great. You guys are excellent students. I'm over the moon with you. Still connecting, no worries. No worries. Awesome. Nice work. Perfect, lovelies. Perfect. All right. So some of you might still be connecting, so you know, yep, still got some bugs in here. Great result. Just get those out. Still gonna drink it because I'm a grub. Yep, you've done it. Great. Okay, my loves. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to just roll out a little worm. So it's a coil. It's called a coil, and we're going to be actually putting that on the inside here so we can join the inside properly. This does not have to be pretty at all. I'm actually going to spray a little bit of water on this because my clay is getting a little bit dry. Hi, Alice. And we want this to be pretty skinny as well. You don't want a huge, like that is way too thick. So we want to make sure that this is relatively thin. If you have to do it in 2 or 3 worms, who cares? Don't even worry about it. When I'm rolling these out, I roll from the middle outwards. If I'm rolling here, again, these edges here become way too skinny. So I'm rolling on the inner outwards, and that helps if I press too hard as well, the worm or the cylinder isn't going to roll properly. It's just going to squish down. So as you can see, this is quite long. This is going to be way more than what I need for the inside of my cylinder rather. So I can cut that off just there. So I'm going to be putting this all the way down the bottom, but I want to make sure that this is actually quite, hi my love, I want to make sure that this is actually quite wet, okay, because you want to be able to join it really easily, and clay that is dry is harder to join. So I'm just going to go like that. And what I might do is I might do a little bit of really rough scoring on the inside here, just so I can make sure it's going to join. Mine keeps cracking. Okay, so if it keeps cracking, is it splitting altogether or is it just cracking a little bit? What do you mean by yours keeps cracking? Is it your worm that keeps cracking or your cup? Best Friday night in weeks. I love you, Jessie. Jessie's my childhood friend. Love her. Keeps cracking. Tia, is it your worm that keeps cracking? Because it really doesn't matter. Or is it your mug itself? Because that will change my answer. My worm. Oh, love, don't worry about it. Mine cracked too. We're all in this. Oh, it cracked again. Don't worry about it. You're just going to line the inside of it with these little worms. It doesn't need to be a complete worm. Okay? Oh, more people have joined. Hello, my loves. Okay. So if your worm's cracking, don't worry about it. What's the thickness of the worm roughly? I will tell you exactly the thickness of the worm. 3/4 of a centimetre. Where did you score? Okay, so right down the bottom. Right down the bottom, because that's where we're going to be joining it. So that's where I scored. Okay, and really, again, you don't have to score. I'm just doing it because I'm being anal. But yeah, you can see that the worm, yeah, you can sort of see that the worm is down the bottom. Hello? All right, so you can see that the worm's down the bottom. And if you can all give me a thumbs up when you have got your coil or your worm all the way down the bottom and you've lined the bottom. Let me see if I can, yep. So you see I've lined the bottom with this worm. That's what I'm going for. Then once, oh, my bug city out here, you guys. I'm gonna have to do this inside next time. All right, so I want to use this here, and I actually want to join it. So I'm gonna go up and down with this. This is a bit harder. At least I find it a little bit harder to do. It's a bit more fiddly to join these bits. So you can see, no you can't, where can I show you? I missed when you put your cylinder on the base. Did you use slip? Yes, absolutely. So used a little bit of slip and scored it. So scored both the cylinder and the base, little bit of slip around the edge. And then when you're joining it, you're just using this and you're pulling up all the way around. And now we're actually joining the inside of the base to the cylinder. And we're using a little worm to do that. So what I mean by a little worm is we're just using a long one of these and we're placing it on the inner. So if you need a little bit of water to do this, perfect, great. If you need a little bit of water to do this, just squirt it in there, or don't pour it in there, whatever you do, because you might put a bit too much water in there and that's going to be a bad time for everyone. And now you just want to make sure that you're joining this. So to do that, you might want to just go like this motion here. Just like that, all the way around until you're happy with how you've joined it. If it's too hard, if the clay's too hard, again, just a little bit more water, but not too much. We haven't had a cheese break in a while. Should we have some cheese? All right. I got these fancy charcoal biscuits. They're not very nice, but that's okay. All right. So blending the worm as a curve at the bottom. Yeah, totally. So what we're wanting to achieve is basically like any mug that you've ever had. Just a bit of a, if you can see here, it's curved, just like that. That's what we're trying to achieve. We don't want kind of a hard surface. And really, the point of the worm is just to join it properly. That's all. That's what we're trying to do. Now the bit that I actually find the hardest is, because I've got like tiny little paper nails, but they're still nails. So when I'm trying to actually smooth this out, I find that a little bit hard. Hello, my love. Find that a little bit hard. So you do want to smooth this out as best you can. So I get my non-naily finger and I just pick it up and I just make sure that I am smoothing it out all the way around on the inside. Oh my God, I want to do this. Can I do it from WA? You can absolutely do this from WA, of course. I think some people are doing it from WA right now. We're going to be doing it fortnightly probably. So different topics fortnightly, different things that we can make. I need you guys to tell me what you want to make. And that's what I'll do. All right. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the tutorial. All right. So mine's pretty smooth. Can I just get a thumbs up for people that have smoothed out their, that have smoothed out the inside of their mug and they're happy with that now? Just give me a thumbs up. Hi. Thumbs up when you are ready. And for people that are waiting, perfect time to have a little bit more cheese, a little bit more wine / beer / kombucha / whatever you're... Oh, you've done it. You've caught up. Well done. That's awesome. Perfect. So this is sort of what we're going for, what you're wanting this to look like. But you know what? If it looks different, great. We want a bit of variety with this sort of stuff. One last question. Sorry if you've covered this. How do you fire it? Can you use your oven? I love that question. No, you can't use your oven. Only because this is a mid-fire clay, a BRT mid-fire clay. You're actually, it needs to be fired over 1,000 degrees. So unless you've got like a next level oven that absolutely singes your food, no. Short answer, no. You want to take it to a kiln. And get it fired there. It's really devastating when you put so much time and effort into making some of these things and, you know, they break or don't turn out. So you definitely want to take it to a kiln so they can sort you out. Hi. All right. So everyone or most people should have their base of what we're making at the moment. Now, we want to do our boobs. So, once again, we're going to do your boobs however you want to do them. They can be far apart, they can be together, you can have one boob, you can have two boobs, you can have three boobs. I don't care. You can have extra nipples. You know, I love it all. But what we want to do, we're going to be scoring again. So we're going to be making our boob or our boobs. We're going to be scoring the back of them and then we're going to be attaching them to our mug. So again, this is the one that I made earlier. Bit cute. So you can see that these are just actually balls that I have made and then attached to the mug. So make them whatever shape you are happy with and you want to. Wow, lots of people are joining. Hi everyone. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just about this much clay, but again, these are your boobs. You make them as big or as small as what you want. So I've just made a little ball there. I'm flattening out the bottom and pulling out the top, just like that. And then I want to make another one. I want mine to be pretty even, but I don't really care if one's bigger than the other. Whoop, that's definitely a lot smaller. We're going to be using our slip as well to join the boobs onto the mug. Cool. So if you've made 2 balls, so I've got 2 boobs here, one's bigger than the other, who cares? And I'm going to attach those to my mug in a tick. Can you give me a thumbs up if you've made? Doesn't have to be perfect as well, because you can still mold it a little bit when it's actually attached to your mug. Will this live be saved? I'd love to make tomorrow because I'm at work right now. Oh, that sucks that you're at work. And yes, it will be saved. But it'll be saved in 2 parts because it cut out partway through, which was a bit grim. I'm going to do a snake around eating a tails. Awesome, I love it. Scoring and molding, yep. Whatever you're attaching to your mug, if you're not doing boobs and you're doing something else, you're still wanting to score both surfaces so then you can attach it. Awesome, guys. Cool. Right. So again, you've got your knife or you've got your scoring tool. And again, I'm just going to do the crosshatch to score it. So I've just made a really porous surface there. I'm going to do the same with my other boob because I don't want to leave it out. There we go. Awesome. And then I'm going to figure out where I want to place them on my mug. Oh yeah, one boob is bigger than the other. Oh well. I mean, I'm pretty happy with around there. Hi love. I'm pretty happy with there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure that I have scored both of the areas that I actually want to attach my boobs to. So I've scored both of those areas, and then a little bit of your butter, your slip, bit on there, bit on there. So I've got my slip on there, which is my glue. And then I'm going to attach that there, just press it in and press it in. So I've got one quite a bit bigger than the other, which is quite funny. So I've attached those there, but that's not all. I do need to attach them much better than what I have, and that's where I use this. So I use that to pull up both of these. Just like that. You can use your fingers, you can use your tools, whatever's going to work for you. But you do want to make sure they're attached properly. And you also want to do the sides as well. Look at that. Quite perky, actually. So I'm just going to be gentle with attaching the sides. You can see that. Alrighty. How are people going with attaching their boobs? Heaps of people have joined in late. Hi everyone. Might be a bit confused as to what we're doing. We're making boob mugs. We're most of the way through. Haven't attached the areolas yet, so you've come just in the nick of time. So you can see there, you're awesome. Thanks for teaching us all of the sweet skills. We're having such a great time. I'm over the moon that you're having such a great time. I'm actually having the best time as well. I feel like I'm actually hanging out with you guys. This is great. I'm glad I did a live stream instead of just filming it. I was shitting my pants a bit. And I was like, no, I'll just film it and then I'll upload it. But this is way funner. Okay, so I'm going to just use my finger to smooth it out now, just to make sure that it's a little bit less porous around the sides. So you can see there, I've just gone like this with my hand. Hi. And I'm making it a bit smoother. So I'm not really going to do much to the bottom of my boobs because, I mean, I can't really be bothered. And I didn't with my other one actually as well. So you can see with that one, I didn't. But I have joined the sides and the top. All right, what's your question? My boob balls were not blending easily, so they might be a little bit dry. Your boob balls might be a little bit dry, so you might want to, if they're too hard to blend, you might want to bail out on those boobs and create new ones. If the outside of your clay becomes too dry, just get some clay from the inner. That's going to be really wet still, and that's going to be perfect for blending boobs or handles or anything like that. Sometimes if there's a lot of air on the outside of a clay and it's just sitting for a bit, the moisture wicks away a little bit. So you want to make sure that you've maybe got a wet cloth on your clay, or you're just giving it a bit of water every now and again so it's not drying out. Okay. And you do want to use the very edge to blend it, so you are being a little bit aggressive, or at least not aggressive, putting a bit of pressure on the top of the boob so that you can properly blend it. So my boobs are, I'm pretty happy with them. Can I have a thumbs up if you guys are happy? Again, we're still yet to do the areolas, but if you're happy with the shape that you've got, can you just give me a thumbs up? Oh, everyone's still attaching their boobs. I'm glad I asked. While I'm waiting, I'm just going to smooth out the lip once again. Smooth out the lip. You'll be able to feel as well with your mug that it's becoming firmer as you're going. So the more you work with clay, the more you have it in your hands, the more it dries out and firms up. So you want to make sure that you're not spending like lots of time handling the clay, and that you are getting things done relatively quickly, because people find that the clay will crack or become really hard if you're using your hands too much and not using enough water. Yeah, sweet. Jess, you've got it. Awesome. All right, I'll just wait for a couple more of you to have joined your boobs and be pretty happy with them. Always remember, whatever you're making at the moment, it's going to look way better once it is actually fired and glazed. Like, it looks 1,000 times better. So if you feel like it looks a little bit shit, don't worry. Just fire it and see how it goes. All right. Mine looks more like testicles. Hey, it's your mug. You can have a testicle mug if you like. That's great. I'd love a photo. Can I add a little snake to the join of my length because the crack still looks like it's there? Absolutely. Yep. If you feel like that your crack is still there when you've joined your cylinder, that's a beautiful idea. Add a little snake along that join there, and use that extra clay just to join it. That's a really good idea. Great. Yeah. Okay, yep. So a couple of people are having that problem. The way around that problem is you don't, this for me now, I made this earlier, this is way too dry. So I would make another little worm, spray it with some water, put some water on it, line the crack, and then you just want to do this action again. And then you can smooth it out with your hand, with your finger, sorry, once you're finished with that. Okay, great. So I'm going to presume that you guys have sorted out your boobs, which is a great result. Then you want to do your areolas. So to do that, you want to figure out where you want to put them. I don't know where I want to put mine. Maybe like there and there. So what I've done is I've done little holes here. Do we get a whiz break? Definitely downing the wine quicker than I thought. Tia, absolutely. What we'll do now is we'll have a wee break, okay? I will just show you that I've just done little pinpricks here where I want to put my nipples and my areolas, okay? So, yeah, we'll have a 1 minute toilet break because, yeah, we have been here for a while. You're right. I actually need to go a little bit too. But I won't. I'll hold it in because I'm going to hang out with you guys for a little bit longer. We'll have some grapes though, actually. We'll have some grapes. Hi! Alright. So, everyone who needs to go to the toilet, go to the toilet. And then we'll attach our nipples. It's a very exciting time. Am I going too fast for people or are we all okay? Hi. Thumbs up if I'm going to, if I'm going at a good pace. Thumbs down if I'm going too fast. Oh, everyone's gone to the toilet, so nobody can respond to me. Yep, great. Great result. Good pace, awesome. Thanks guys, great. It's great. Cool. Has it been a minute yet? What do we think? Awesome, Jess, great. Has everyone gone to the toilet? Loving this so much. I'm loving you so much. My boobs still aren't firm. What can I do? Mum, I'm not sure if you're I'm not sure what boobs you're referring to because you don't actually have any clay right now. I know that for a fact. And there's nothing you can do about it. How long can it sit out before it Great. How long can it sit out before it goes to the kiln? Really good question. So there's an answer for that on the website as well, in the toolkit tab, but it can sit out for as long as, get a better bra. It can sit out for as long as what you want it to, basically. There's no real time frame for that. There is a time frame for, however, for you to take it to the kiln. It needs to be fully dried out. It can't be wet when it goes into the kiln. So you want to make sure that your vessel is completely dry. You do not want to leave it outside. You do not want to leave it in direct sunlight or in a place where there's wind gusting onto it. You just want to leave it in a place where it has a neutral climate inside. The reason that you want to do that is because if this side of your mug dries faster than this side of your mug, it will crack. And it's devastating. So it might not crack before you take it to the kiln, but it'll crack inside the kiln. So you want a really neutral environment for it to dry in, and it can dry for ages, especially because, you know, during Corona times, it might take you a bit to get it to the kiln. Don't worry about it. Just let it sit there for as long as it needs, and then when you can get it to the kiln and it's completely dry, you'll be good to go. Oh, we've got more people joining. Hi guys. All right, so now we're gonna attach, we're gonna make our little areolas. So once again, no perfect size for this. You do whatever you want. I'm gonna do like a tiny little ball like that, and then I'm gonna squash it like that. And that's my areola. Can someone with good internet please help us out? We heard you do not want to and it will crack. Okay, Alice, I'll repeat myself. So you want to make sure that you're leaving these inside to dry when they're finished and not outside. The reason you want to leave them inside, not in direct sunlight, not in an area where there's lots of wind or anything like that, is because you want it to dry out evenly. If it doesn't dry out evenly, it can crack, which is really unfortunate. So you want to make sure that you're allowing it a pretty neutral environment to dry. So I've got my tiny little areola, and then I'm going to score the back of it again, just a tiny little bit. And then I'm going to add a little bit of slip. Oh, yuck, bugs. I've got a little bit of slip on there, as you can see. Can someone put in the comments, please? Yes. If someone doesn't write it in the comments now, I'll write it in the comments for you. So I'm attaching my areola to... So that's all I need to do with that. So you can see I've attached my areola to the boob. Thanks, Curb. Great. All right. I think I just swallowed a bug. All right, we'll press on though. We'll press on. So to do your areolas, once again, you're rolling a tiny little ball and then you're squashing it with your fingers. Then you're using your knife or your scoring tool and you are just scoring one edge of it. You're also getting just a little bit of slip, not too much, just a little bit of slip. Oh, Bug City. And you're attaching it to your boob. So if you see that, and keep it out of the windy place. You guys are great. Look at this community. It's so nice. So you've got here 2 areolas attached. Pretty even. If they're not, again, who cares? Now I want to do my tiny little nipples. So that's really small, right? Really small. Use that. Just a little prick on the edge. Tiny little bit of slip, and this is like the tiniest little bit of slip. Like the little insiest tiny bit of slip. And then I'm attaching this to my nipple. But before I do that, I'm going to stab it a little bit. There you go. That's 1. Now we'll do 2. There you have it. I've got my boobs attached to, they are very erect nipples. Oh well. My biggest fear, it's not going to crack in the kiln. I'll be so devastated if any of these crack in the kiln. But if you follow my instructions closely, they shouldn't. You should be absolutely fine. There you go. That's sort of what it should look like. If you want it to look like that. Our next phase is the handle, if you want to do a handle. So thumbs up for people that are up to the handle. We're nearly finished. Oh, you guys have done great. I'm going to have a bit of cheese in celebration. Great. Thumbs up. Great. Awesome. Cool. All right. I'll just wait for a few more people to be finito. I'm so excited to see your mugs. The live will finish in 15 minutes, just to let you know. Bless you. We'll be done by then with our everything, I reckon. Perfect. What type of cheese was that? Yum, I know. Okay. This is the cheese. I think it's like a blue vein cheese. It's delicious. I got it from Bay Grocer in Byron Bay. They have like these little cheese packs for one. And you know, I'm one, so it was perfect. All right. Yep. Cool. Oh no, I just stabbed my own boob. All right, we're all good. Oh no, my areola fell off. I've got to do that again. I've just ruined my own thing. Mine finished looking like elf feet. That's great. I can't wait to see your elf feet mug. Be good for Christmas. So I've just got to, don't know if you saw, I've just got to do mine again because I knocked off my nipple. Cool. All right, so now what we're gonna do, mine look like when I'm about to get my period. Can you sand your pottery to make it smoother, or is smoothing recommended with water? Great question. So what I would do, this is going to be a little bit porous. That's really normal because this is a stoneware. But if you do want to smooth it out a little bit, use a bit of water and your finger so you can just go over it and smooth out the edges, smooth out whatever you want. You can actually use a little bit of sandpaper as well, really gently once this is dry, really gently so you don't crack it. But also if you're going to glaze it, the glaze actually really smooths it out too, because it just drops into all the little dents and holes and it comes out quite smooth. So there are the three tactics that you can use. You can smooth it out with water in your hands. You can sand it a little bit, especially if you've got some lumps that you don't want there. And you can also, sand it, smooth it out, and you can also use the glaze. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make our handle. So you can make a handle however you want to. You can make a circular handle like that. That's actually just rolling out a coil and making a circle out of it, basically. So the little worms that we were rolling before. Or you can roll another little worm, do something like that. That's quite a popular handle. Not after the bisque firing. Some people do sand it after the bisque firing, but it's really hard to do. You're not going to get too much off of it after you've turned it to stone. It's much easier for you to sand it before that time. This is called a flat coil handle. So that type of handle is a flat coil handle. So that's what I'm going to show you today, a flat coil handle. But you can also do a cylindrical handle as well. No worries, love. Or that sort of handle, or whatever bloody handle you want. Make one up. Right, so I'm going to grab some relatively wet clay from the center of my thing, just about that much. That's heaps, that's too much. And I'm going to use my hands to begin with, just to roll that out into a cylinder. just like this. Wow, we've been doing this for nearly 2 hours. How are you feeling? And then you want to keep on rolling this out. Once again, this is way too big, but that's okay. So I've rolled my cylinder, my coil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a flat surface and I'm just going to pop that on top like that. And I'm going to press down on it. That is what is going to make my that's what's going to flatten it out. That's what's going to make my handle what's called a flat coil handle. I mean, I think it's called a flat coil handle. Oh well, if it's not. That's too big, so I'm going to cut that off. I quite like big handles. So my handle is about 16.5 centimeters long, and then I just go like this. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, you see how I've just made these little bits at the end? This has been great and I'm not even making. I'm over the moon with that. Great, welcome. See how I've made little bits here? This is for my joining. Just so I've got a little bit of extra clay to actually join this to my cylinder. And once again, we want to do exactly the same thing as what we were doing before with our scoring. So we want to score both of these edges here, and we want to also score the area of the cylinder that we're going to be attaching it to. So I'm going to do that now. Just like that, guys. Now, some of you might experience a little bit of cracking around here. That just means your clay is a little bit dry. Don't worry about it. Use a bit of water and then smooth that over. If it keeps on cracking and it's just not salvageable, get some clay from the middle of your ball and it'll be moist enough for you to use it for your handle. So now what I'm doing is I'm figuring out where I'm putting it on my mug. So when I know exactly where I'm putting it, I can then score those areas. Cool. So I've got those scored areas and then I'm getting a little bit of my slip again. Question mark would be a cute shape for the handle. Absolutely. Yeah, the question mark handles are beautiful as well. So you can do your handle however you want. You just have to join it properly. And by joining it properly, I just mean you're using some slip. You're scoring both your tips of your handle here and here. And you're scoring the part of the mug that you actually want to attach it to. That is what is going to make sure that your handle is not going to fall off. I do want to let you guys know that the handle, if you knock it or anything like that when it's still in its mud stage, it will knock off. So you want to make sure that you're being super careful with it wherever you're putting it. So now I'm going to attach these. And I'm going to use the same method as what I've been using all along. So I'm going to press that in there, press that in there. And then I'm just, have you had to re-wet the slip? You can re-wet the slip. I haven't had to re-wet mine because I had heaps of water in there, but you might need to re-wet your slip if it's drying out a little bit. So as you can see, I'm just joining my handle here. I'm also joining my handle at the top here, and I want to join it on the inner as well, just here. All right, guys, so I don't think we've got long left. We might just have 5 minutes. So I am just going to smooth out this with my fingers. And there you have it. I'm pretty happy with that. Cute. My boob mug. Very cute. Yep, no extra questions, no worries. Well, I've had a great time. Thanks, guys. It's been really fun. Just gonna make sure that's the thickness I want it. Perfect. There is my boob mug. Perfect. So what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to let it dry out for a week or two, and then, no worries, and then I'm going to bring it to Picasso's Ceramics in Burleigh so that I can bisque fire it. Then I'm going to glaze it with my favourite glaze, which is a white speckle gloss glaze. All glazes that you buy, you can buy them online, the mid-fire glazes. Or you can go to your kiln place, your local kiln place, and they'll be able to tell you. Now, once again, this is a mid-fire clay, a BRT mid-fire clay. So you can explain to them, it's in the email that's sent out to you, to explain what the clay is so that they can fire it for you. Thanks so much. This has been amazing. Always wanted to learn. Oh, fantastic. I'm so glad. Great idea for breast cancer awareness. Mum has stage 4. I'm so sorry. She would love this. Thanks for sharing. Absolutely. I'm so sorry to hear that. And this is beautiful for breast cancer awareness. It's also beautiful to for any body positivity as well, for people that have lost their breasts or even just have different shapes. Really, really fantastic for body positivity. Yay, thank you. Can't wait to see everyone's boobs. I can't wait to see everyone's boobs too. And I hope to see you guys next fortnight as well. If you do want to do the next tutorial, just make sure you grab your clay. If you've already got your tools, no worries. Just grab a large ball of clay online and I'll send it out to you on Monday or during the week. And we can get muddy again. Yay! I'm so glad you joined me. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you've had a good time. And if you can share what you've made on your socials or just send it to me in an email, I'd be over the moon to see. No worries, guys. Thank you. Which day? Which day for what? I'm doing another tutorial in a fortnight's time. So this is Mud Fridays. Thank you so much. We had the best time. Can't wait to see how I've finished. Knockers. Oh, that's so good. Awesome, guys. So I've only got 50 seconds remaining before this gets cut out. So if you have any questions, shoot them through to me quickly. If you have any questions after the class as well, just message me on Instagram or email me, alex@mudbyronbay.com. This has been amazing. Thanks. I'm so glad I had the best time with you guys. Who knew it was going to take us the full 2 hours? Heck, it is like an actual Mud Fridays that we do here. Just keep the leftover clay in the Glad wrap. Yes, so what I would do, spray your clay, wet it again completely, and then re-Glad wrap it. Or you can make a little pinch pot, little bowl. You can make anything you want. You can also make something like this. How cool is that? So you can make whatever you want. 7 seconds, guys. It's going to go. So bye. Had the best time. Love you.